Dewsbury Memories were formed in 2019 to celebrate the rich sporting and social history of Dewsbury, especially its rugby league heritage. Dewsbury Memories is a community organisation set up to kick the problems of social isolation into touch and tackle the problems of memory loss illnesses. It was set up in response to the relative lack of support for older men in the town suffering from dementia and other memory loss illnesses. Our organisation recognises that sport has a longer lasting impact on lives than those physical and health benefits which come from participation in sport. We, along with increasing numbers of other people, believe that sport has additional health benefits for both player, supporter and fan, which go far beyond those playing days. To explain this, we can use the story of lifelong Dewsbury supporter Tony Boothroyd. Tony was born in 1943, the only son of an only son. He spent his boyhood watching Dewsbury Rugby League Club with his father and grandfather. In his teenage years, he was able to spread his rugby league net further by travelling on buses across Yorkshire and Lancashire most Saturdays with his mates to watch big matches. Becoming an apprentice and starting to earn a wage meant he could spread his net even further, and he started an annual pilgrimage to watch the Challenge Cup year in, year out. He met and married his wife, also a rugby league supporter, converting her, or at least convincing her, to support Dewsbury as opposed to her local hometown team of Workington. He became a father, and his daughters were also inducted into the Church of Rugby League. They watched Dewsbury, touring sides, test matches, standout players, 3 generations often in the stands. In later life, he was able to fulfil lifelong ambitions watching rugby league in Australia and New Zealand, and eventually he became a grandfather. Perhaps one of his proudest moments was introducing his grandsons to his game, to his team, to his Dewsbury. Rugby league became the thread that connected the family. Sadly, however, aged 70, Tony was diagnosed with the dreadful Alzheimer's disease.
Can you explain the impact of Alzheimer's disease on the memory?
To explain Alzheimer's, we can use the analogy of a bookcase. So imagine our earliest memories, our childhood memories, filling up the first shelf of the bookcase. Then our teenage memories, the second shelf. Our 20s, memories from our 20s and our 30s, the third shelf, and so on until we reach the top. We end up with a library full of memory. But when Alzheimer's strikes, it's almost like an earthquake. The earthquake starts to wobble that bookcase, and the memories from the top shelf start to fall first. Over time, more memories fall, but what we're left with is a core of memory, for at least a short term, anyway, within Alzheimer's, of those memories from our middle years. Those are things we remember, those are things that give us opportunities to talk, to chat. So what Tony was left with, when those memories were starting to fall, were shelves full of rugby league memories. He created for himself, not deliberately I suppose, but he created for himself a personal sporting heritage library.
How does understanding this library help families cope with Alzheimer's?
Well, as the condition takes hold, short-term memory is lost, daily tasks become harder to perform. But talking about those middle shelves, the memories on those middle shelves particularly, gives a lot of families a lot of pleasure. It reconnects them. They can reminisce about those memories from the middle and lower shelves. So sporting reminiscence has a powerful recuperative effect. It brings pleasure, it creates conversations, it stimulates memories, it creates connections, and that's really important when everything appears to be unravelling due to Alzheimer's. And this isn't something that's just held, or a view just held by Dewsbury Memories alone. There's recently been an article published in the Times saying exactly the same thing.
What are your favourite sporting memories?
My first major sporting memory was going to Odsal Stadium in Bradford with my aunt, travelling down from Espatria on a supporters bus to watch her beloved Workington Town. She was an enthusiastic Workington Town fan, and unknown to me, my husband was present at the game years before I met him. There was a huge crowd and it was a tough game, but I've forgotten the result. Coming to Memories Club is interesting as I recall more about sporting memories of the past. Another main sporting memory for me is watching the World Cup final in Sydney on a holiday with my husband Tony. New Zealand came out on top in the match against Australia, to the delight of the New Zealand fans sitting around us. It was a great experience that will remain in my memory. My husband and I were elated. We couldn't believe we were in Australia watching rugby league.
Tell us about Dewsbury Memories.
Well, Dewsbury Memories is a free fortnightly session. It's dementia-friendly surroundings where people come and just share stories about rugby league, about sport, about Dewsbury in particular, but everything in between. We use sporting heritage resources. Everything is individualised to the group of people that come. They're changed every meeting. And it's just an opportunity to chat, to talk to people who share a lifelong interest. Home and away supporters welcome.
How do the sporting heritage resources help the club?
The sporting heritage resources come in all different forms: programmes, photographs, recordings, memorabilia. All of these things, which have been shared by sporting heritage enthusiasts, there's a huge community of rugby league enthusiasts out there, enable us to start conversations. They trigger memories. So we've had loans from the Sporting Heritage Collection at Heritage Quay. We've had donations from players. We've had donations from fans. All of these things enable us to start conversations, create connections, and bring back memories for people.
Why do you enjoy Memories Club?
I enjoy coming to Memories Club and looking through the old photos as they bring back happy memories of the past. Looking at photos of Church Street in Dewsbury in the 50s and 60s brings back memories of meeting my husband Tony on days off from St James's Hospital in Leeds. We met regularly at Bonbon's Cafe in the bus station before going to the pictures. I also watched Dewsbury Rams regularly, but my introduction to rugby was watching Workington Town in my youth in the 50s.
We've been asked why Dewsbury Memories works. It works because it's very simple. You come along, you remember a big game, you might remember the players, but then you'll remember the friends you went with, you perhaps remember how you travelled there, the bus you caught, you might remember the clothes you were wearing, the people you were alongside. You'll remember the life you had, you'll remember the times you had. All those memories are from those middle shelves on the bookcase, and it's those memories that people enjoy recalling.
Why does the Memories Club benefit the community, and how does it bring about positivity?
Reminiscing about sport brings back many memories, meeting friends, family, and sharing the excitement, or not, of the game we love. Meeting local people and sharing memories and socialising is good for mental health, and especially those suffering with memory loss. Speaking with others lights a spark and brings the individual back with you, rather than being isolated and lost. My late husband suffered from Alzheimer's, and going to a Memories Club in Hunslet brought a positive change. While contributing to conversations about rugby league, his face lit up. He talked the whole way home about the group. I believe just a step over the threshold and making the effort to attend a session is rewarding and a great experience for folks who are developing a memory-related illness, lonely, or anyone who is interested. I urge you to be brave, and you will enjoy every minute. Everyone is welcome.
Why is this needed?
Memories clubs are needed because it's a stark fact that 1 in 7 of us will suffer from dementia in the future, and there's no cure. Unfortunately, men are particularly poorly served when it comes to dementia support. There's lots of knitting and nattering, there are lots of choirs and craft sessions, which are fantastic for some people, but they don't always hit the mark for everybody. Rugby league's a fantastic community, and it's that community we need to tap into to support anybody with memory loss illnesses. It helps because people will talk about rugby league. It helps because the geography of rugby league is so close, particularly in this area. And it helps because it's not club. It's not a support group as such. We don't advertise ourselves as dementia support. We don't advertise ourselves as Alzheimer's support. It's just a group of people who enjoy talking about rugby league. Dewsbury Memories enjoys the support of many people, including Paula Sharif MP.
Paula Sharif.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. Dewsbury Memories, a group that helps older sports fans who are suffering with dementia, was established by Alison Simpson after her beloved dad, Tony Boothroyd, was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Although Tony could barely remember current events, he was in his element when recalling great sporting events of his past. Sadly, Tony has since passed away, but Alison is absolutely determined to keep growing the group. And I wonder if the leader would allow government time to have a debate so we could encourage others to take up these opportunities and also discuss how volunteer organisations like this provide so much for our society.
What is the vision for Dewsbury Memories?
Our vision is quite ambitious. We want to create a network of reminiscence sessions across the rugby league clubs, sessions that welcome both home and away supporters. There will be opportunities to just chat about rugby league. We use rugby league heritage as our hook. It's the starting point of all our conversations. We also want to be able to take our memories clubs on the road, take the resources to people who can't necessarily come to us, so perhaps into care homes, into hospitals even, but somewhere where people can talk about the things they loved in their youth. Sporting heritage really is a force for good. We're delighted to announce that the goal of creating a network of clubs is really starting to take shape, and our newest monthly club has just started at, believe it or not, our nearest and dearest rivals. The Batley Bulldogs Memories Group, supported by Batley Sporting Charitable Trust, meets monthly at Mount Pleasant, or Fox's Biscuit Stadium as it is now. Everybody's welcome, both home and away supporters.